once again for YouTube. Okay, YouTube should be working now. There's a part 2 here. What does it say for resolution on YouTube? It says 1080 and 2K resolution, okay. And okay, it looks like YouTube should be working now. Okay, then let's continue from here. Got the first game done. Let's see what is the next game that I wanted to show. What is happening? Next game I wanted to show was Timebreaker Riven.
I will follow this path until the end.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is our second game. It's not the second game from the playtest, but it's still from day 1 playtest. So here we have the gods Yasu and Soraka. So I can only choose between those two. And Nirados, thank you for the sub. Thank you, thank you. I think for the playtest, I'll start the games in the PvE round. But once we're on the PvE, I'll probably go back to starting at the augment selection. Okay, but hopefully for now we solved the quality issues for Twitch and YouTube. Did I try 5 Nova during the playtest? Yes, I do have a 5 Nova game. It is a bit of a confusing trade, Nova, because first of all, depending on which Nova unit you play, the effect sort of becomes better. And then specifically at 5 Nova, you get an additional consumable you can use for an additional effect for one of your Nova units. I don't know. It's a bit complicated, the Nova trade. Yeah, we do have an HP stacking Cho'Gath to set, the Darkstar Cho'Gath. Unfortunately, we don't have a 5-cost Brawler, so truth to be told, the Brawlers felt a little bit weak, I would say. Rek'Sai was pretty bad. Harm is it's a decent tank, but obviously he's not dealing any damage. So yeah, I felt like the vertical Brawler side was rough to play. So this is gonna be a problem for Cho'Gath commitment. The rest of the you would want high Brawlers for high HP, but then your entire board is just kind of full of really bad units. Okay, here we have one of the new artifacts, Kale's Exaltation. This is one of the so-called divine artifacts. There's 9 new artifacts. I mean, the darkened ones are gone. Oh, I actually didn't take it. Oh, I think I wanted to do something. Yeah, there was a few low mana cost units where I wanted to try something with Dawncore, but that didn't really work out all that well. Was it actually Riven that I wanted with Dawncore? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. I think, I don't know, Cho might have a hard time stacking HP compared to Cyan, but we'll see. Teemo's in the set again, yeah. Space Groove is also kind of a strange trade. I didn't it's similar to Nova. It's kind of a confusing trade, although I would actually say Space Groove might be the most confusing trade. Because you have sort of this groove state that your Space Groove units can go into, but it's very unique on how they go into the groove. Sometimes it's based on their ability or a condition. That's a bit strange. Yeah, there is a bunch of new hero augments. I will probably show some of them. There's, like I said, there's the Meepsy hero augment that makes him into an AP Brock. There's Pike. Pike gets the execute with reset kill. That one's pretty fun. Gragas gets a really weird one. Where he like self-explodes and takes damage, but he also deals like a lot of damage. It's kind of strange. Nasus gets the bonk. I think the Nasus one is a reprint. It's just like he gets the bonk. Let's see. There was a few more hero augments, I think. So the way mecha works is that each mecha has two forms: the normal form and the mecha form. If you upgrade, like you can use a consumable, and if you do that, they become like colossal. So they get like more HP, they get better stats, they have a slightly different ability, but they also count +2 to the trait. So the way it would work is like you find Urgot, Aurelian, and Galio. You make all of them into the mech, like use the consumable on all 3 of them, and then you get 6 mech, and that's how you get the +1 space. No, Cinch is not in the set. What can you tell us about artifacts? So there's 9 new artifacts called Divine Artifacts that are based on the Space Gods. And some of them are pretty interesting because they have like cool effects and they're like less about stats. Probably my favorite is the Yasu Blade Work. It does like every 3 seconds you get a bonus attack. And if the guy you're targeting has like over 70% max health, you actually get like 2 bonus attacks. And that one's pretty cool because that has there's like a lot of cool builds where you can use that. It was probably my favorite artifact so far. There's like a Kale artifact that's sort of like an alternative to Talisman of Ascension, because like after a certain amount of time the other 2 items turn radiant. And I mean, there was like a bunch of other ones. There's actually an artifact where you can regain HP. The Zoraka artifact allows you to gain player health.
This divine conflict must end.
So yeah, this is the first choice here, Yasu or Soraka. Soraka actually has the opposite of Evelyn, so if like a lot of people take Soraka, then they get rewarded for prolonging the game. Hello, random guy. Yeah, Mr. Z2Z is back. Actually, somebody in the playtest hit Z3 star against me. I think I show it in the video. I think it's in the part with the Elder Dragon and the Bard explanation. You can actually see a Z3 star there with the Elder Dragon. That's why the fight cuts short, because the Z killed my team so fast. But yeah, so right now I have the Primordian trade. So this is an early game trade based on Rek'Sai, Briar, and Bel'Veth. So Ryan actually reused some assets from the Swarm game mode. From I think it was last year. So the Primordians, they sort of like, they get buffed by these like spawning stuff that deal like damage. And also the items from the Swarm game mode can be found in the Anima Cash-Out trade. I mean, honestly, Dawncore would be pretty cool on Zed as well. Like, that's something worth testing, to do Dawncore Zed. I feel like Pantheon is gonna be like one of these units that you're gonna see everywhere in the early game. He's triple trade, has a good ability, good trades, good early game tank. Like, that guy will definitely see a lot of play. How long will I stream today? The goal is to go over 3 games, so I can upload 3 games for tomorrow. Tomorrow should be longer stream, but today the stream's planned. I mean, I already covered 1 game, so after this game I will probably like cover 1 more game, answer some more questions, and then just probably that was it already. And then we just go into a longer stream tomorrow with more games. So Fizz actually has a really cool ability here. He has a dash. He's like really low mana cost, the Fizz. And every 3rd dash, he does like his ultimate with the AoE knockup. He's a tier 3 unit in case you're wondering. And so I gave him Dawncore, so now Fizz is gonna do like auto dash, and every third dash you get like the knock up. Which honestly was kind of nice. I kind of liked it. Felt useful. I think normally he's 20 mana, but obviously with Dawncore I just bring him straight to 10.
No stitching that back together.
I mean they can't put Echo in because Echo is a space god here. Is Riven cool? I love the Riven. I will actually play a lot of Riven this set. I mean, this is the Riven game here. I can spoil you that much already. But overall, I actually really like Riven. So, I expect to play her a lot. Is Ashe in this game? I think no. I think Ashe got skipped this one. So Ornn's gimmick is that he can make his own items radiant, like during the combat. So it's like he's just a pure tank. He's like a tier 3 tank that can make his own items radiant temporarily. Sup Karax, elu. There's an ASOL unit and ASOL god. I mean, technically you're right. Yes. There's an Aurelian spaceship and an Aurelian god. You are kind of right. Will I make a video about final thoughts about set 16? Nah. I put my final thoughts in the final stream of set 16. And after that, I kind of stopped thinking about it. It's alright, it's just our Shin. True. Aurelian and our Shin are clearly two separate units. I didn't know content drop was today. It's pretty rare that content drop happens on a Saturday. Usually it's Sunday, but maybe Riot wants to try some stuff. I don't know. But yeah, usually you are right. Usually content drop is Sunday. I think this might be the first time we had a content drop on Saturday. Oh, we see in one of the new augments, I believe, Dummyfy is gone. And they've replaced it with this thing here. So this tower is like a lot weaker compared to Dummyfy because obviously like it doesn't have any units fed into it. And it like, I think it discharges like electric damage while it's alive every few seconds or something like that. First impressions are positive? Yeah, sure. Wasn't set 16 revealed on Saturday? I don't think so. Pretty sure it was Sunday. Usually the way it goes is that they dropped like with World Finals, but I don't know. Maybe it's because it's PAX or something. I don't know. I mean, there probably is a reason why they chose to do it differently this time, but. Maybe they want to see if the engagement on Saturday is better than on Sunday. I don't know. Or maybe they feel like maybe it actually has to do with if they reveal it on Saturday. Like if they do the reveal with the World Finals, it takes away from the World Finals. So maybe the point is to sort of like have the World Finals not be overshadowed as much by the death drop. Maybe that's the reason, you know. I don't know. We'll see. What's the Orobot thing on the bench? That's coming from the Timebreaker trait. It's a fairly simple trait to understand. The 2-piece is if you win, you get this orb on your bench, which you can sell for 1 XP. And it can stack. And if you lose, you get 2 free rerolls. So if you remember the Exalted Orb, it's that thing. Bring more attention to day 1 and day 2 of the competition. Maybe, I don't know. You're gonna have to ask Riot. I doubt they give you an answer. How do you like the art design of the set? I mean, the Hades type like splash arts are nice. They look nice. They definitely went a lot of work into them. So that was a good call to copy Hades on that part. I mean, Space Theme is fine. I'm like not the biggest guy in regards to like Space Theme, but that's fine. Some people like it, some don't. Okay, so here we have, oh right, Yasuo has like this thing where you get hexes that can empower units. And Soraka, so by the way, the way this works is that in every stage, every god has like 3 options. But like for Yasuo, for example, he can give you hexes. But which hexes are being offered is kind of like random. And I think for Soraka, she has like 3 different options that can appear in stage 3. And here we got the implant option, which you might remember from Aoshin's Ascent. There's like an implant speed. I think Echo has implant speed and Soraka has implant size. What's up, Havik? Disco's back. I mean, Space Groove is back. Space Groove is back, which has kind of like a disco-ish theme. Classic. I wanted to see if I can increase the dummy in size, but unfortunately it's champion only. But yeah, I think he has the Meep hero augment. It's like a Meep piloting a Krug or something like that. I have a game of that hero augment as well coming up in the future. So it's kind of like Brock, but it's a much weaker version of Brock. Trying shenanigans already. I mean, it's the way I play the game, right? Like I have a question, I want the answer. I don't care if I grieve myself if I gain knowledge. Gain 12. Oh yeah, there's a funny augment. It is like gain, what was it, like gain 7 gold, then flip a coin, and if you win the coin flip you get like 3 more gold or something. Such a stupid augment, but it's like a silver augment, but kind of made me laugh when I saw it for the first time. Do you need set 16 knowledge for 17? No. I mean, the thing is, like, there are skills that translate between sets in terms of like play styles. Like the way you play a reroll, the way you rush level 9 in concept doesn't really change. So that's sort of like that skill set translates from one set to another. You just have to like figure out which units are like similar in terms of like play style and itemization. Did you try the Kale artifact interact with other artifacts? No. There are no radiant artifacts. It just straight up wouldn't work. Think of it like this, right? Like if you have an artifact on a T-Hex and you take the upgrade where it upgrades the item to radiant, it wouldn't make the artifact radiant either. It would just like ignore it the same way like emblems gets ignored. I mean, best in slot being same item has more to do with the item. Like, I mean, Riot is trying to combat this. Like, for example, like if you take like Morgana versus Vex, both of them are tier 5 AP units, but Morgana is short range, Vex is long range. Morgana is like, she either wants like pure damage or a little bit on the tanky side, and then Vex just wants attack speed AP, right? So it's like Riot kind of like forces you to run like a Jeweled Mesh or Ginzo type build for Vex. And
Time for talk is over.
yeah. Oh yeah, also here, in case you're wondering, I did not forget about the implant speed on my bench, but I knew I wanted to play Riven. And I was saving the implant for my Riven, so my Riven gets bonus HP. Yeah, I should have some Fiora games. I had like, but I don't think any of them made it to top 4. So that was a bit awkward. Calm is actually a pretty nice unit to pick up. The Time gives you like bonus gold every few rounds. Rib reinforcement. You forgot it was implant sized? No, I didn't. I was just waiting for Riven to show so I can buffer. Yeah, so this is for Timebreaker, which gives every Timebreaker a 50% attack speed steroid, which is fine. It's nothing special. Timebreaker is kind of a weird trade. So it's like you played early for the bonus XP and the reroll. You can play the 3-piece for the attack speed, for the team-wide attack speed buff. And like in stage 4, you can play the 4-piece for the 50% attack speed buff for the Riven. But obviously it scales horribly, so long term it's usually not that good of an idea to stay on Timebreaker. Yeah, not only is max build in the game, they've actually added a new one called Just Hit. And Just Hit, I think, gives you a bunch of rerolls, a large tube, and something else. Maybe some gold, I'm not sure. But yeah, they added another duplicator augment. Another prismatic one. Yeah, the large tube is instant, but you don't get a second one with the Just Hit augment. This one cost reroll back this set. There's like specifically there's one Stargazer constellation that is designed for tier 1 reroll. It's like Stargazer, the medallion. That one is like giving you up to 40% damage jump if you do tier 1 3-star reroll. I mean, you don't have to do tier 1, but it kind of makes sense to do it. Outside of the Stargazer constellation, maybe there's a way to do Cho'Gath, because Cho'Gath has infinite scaling. But outside of those two, I'm not sure. I mean, one argument you can make, oh yeah, right here we have a Giant's build and a Sparring Glove versus an Ice Hex. I've already made 2 selections for Zoraka, so I have a guaranteed Zoraka blessing here. But I figured the Ice Hex might be interesting. I mean, one of the reasons why max build was actually causing issue was the unlock mechanic. Because if you think about it, the unlock mechanic guaranteed you 1 copy of the tier 4 or tier 5 unit. And you don't have that part anymore. And I think that helps to make the max build more balanced. And yeah, there's also no more 7 costs. That also helps, I suppose. I should have played the Tomkins earlier, but... so right now my goal is to get a Riven 2-star and to add more Rogue units. Rogue is a pretty powerful trait. It gives you... Oh yeah, here I'm testing something. So the way these hexes work is you get a consumable, and then the first time you use the consumable, you get to decide where the hex is. So like in the past we had this problem with augments like Axiomata and stuff like this, where you then get to choose where the hexes would land. But with the Yasuo Space God, you are in full control. Now, you might ask yourself, can you put multiple hexes on the same hex? And the answer is no. The consumable will bounce and be like, nope, there's already a hex here. Yeah, this is a pre-recorded game from the playtest. Still takes a few days before we can play this on the PvE. So here what I wanted to check is whether or not the freeze hex would work on the target dummy, and it doesn't. Again, this is champion only. The way to stack is either Cho'Gath with HP stacking, or some Arbiter combinations allow you to stack as well.
Talk is over.
So Riven is a pretty strange unit because, like, when you give her Ginzo, Ginzo gives you 10 AP. And this can cause you to make Riven AP. Because she will often have more AP than AD if you give her a Ginzo. That's just something to keep in mind when you itemize this unit. Obviously, if you have something like Infinity Edge, she will always be AD. And if you give her Jewel, she will always be AP. But if you do something like BT Titan Ginzo, you will actually end up with an AP Riven. Because both BT and Titans, I believe, give equal amounts of AD and AP. The Shen Sword is coming from his trait, Bulwark. I think, what was it? Tanks and fighters get a shield, and everybody else gets attack speed or something. So yeah, this is the Zoraka Blessing from the Stage 4-7 Armory. I'm currently just I think I'm checking for spell crit items. I think I was looking for a BF to go for Infinity Edge. I didn't actually like the Dawn Core that much on the Riven. Riven is like mana locked during her shield, which makes it a bit less interesting. Like Riven has this 3-piece again, right? Like she does like bounce with a shield, bounce with a shield, and then she does the big ult. But the problem is that she's mana locked while she has a shield. She still deals a nice amount of damage with auto attacks, but yeah. Okay, so what's kind of funny is we went full circle. In Portable Forge, I had the option to do the Kale artifact, but I chose Dawn Core and I reforged and now I get the Kale artifact. The way this works is that it's kind of like a Talisman of Ascension. It does give a decent amount of stats, like the you do get like nice stats from the item itself, and then after a certain amount of time has passed, the other two items become radiant. Now the problem is that I did check. The item effects don't get refreshed, so if you do like Starag or BT and the effect was procced, you don't get the radiant version of this. This means that it's probably good with something like Titans would be fine, right? Like, because getting like changing from normal Titans into Radiant Titans is fine. Radiant IE, Radiant Jewel would be fine. Hosh would be fine. Like, so you could do like IE Hosh, for example, or a Jeweled Hosh, and you wouldn't really lose any value there. But if you do like BT or Starog, I think QSS would be bad as well. But if you take one of those, like, you probably shouldn't combine it with the Kale artifact. So here you can see me testing this, like I'm testing the Starag Radiant interaction, because I wanted to know if I can get like a Starag shield into a Radiant Starag shield. Also here there's a cute little interaction that so if you remember, I took the Yasuo freeze hex, right? That one heals your it heals your guy when he drops low HP. So Tahm Kench actually has a mechanic where the more he heals, I think the more shield he ends up getting once he drops below a certain point. So there's actually a huge synergy with Tahm Kench. Like, so for example, like Anima Visage has a positive synergy with Tahm Kench. And the freezing hex from Yasuo also has a positive synergy with Tahm Kench. Because both of them give a healing effect that then cause him to gain a larger shield when he drops low HP. That's potentially something for you guys to remember. I'm fairly new to this game, started 2 weeks ago. What are these units? So TFT has a set cycle. There's 3 sets per year. So each set is like, or each season is 4 months long. And this is a preview of what's about to come. First, this is going on the test server on Tuesday, Wednesday next week. It's gonna stay on the test server for 2 weeks. Then in the middle of April, so it's around the 15th of April, the current set on the live server is gonna get removed. And this set will replace it for the next 4 months. And then in 4 months, this set is gonna get removed and we're gonna get set 18.
Let's head back, amigos. It's break time.
So yeah, I like this Riven a lot, by the way. I do intend to play a lot of Riven. Oh yeah, I think I interrupted myself earlier with the explanation of the rogue trait. The rogue trait gives AD and AP, but more importantly, it gives you an Edge of Night effect. So there's like an aggro drop in the rogue trait. And that's really, really useful, because that means I feel like the set is fairly low on CC. So you can definitely skip QSS. And the rogues can also skip Edge of Night, which means you can actually itemize the rogues super offensively. And that makes them very satisfying to play, Riven specifically. So you will probably see me play a lot of Riven and a lot of Rogue. You think 4 months is a good time or a bit short? I mean, in a perfect world, I would want a 3-month cycle, not a 4-month cycle. But I can't ask the developers to do that. So I'll take what I can get. Yeah, this is the Dusk. I mean, this is like the Riven from set 4, except you get to choose if she's full AD or full AP. The ability itself is actually exactly the same. But also what's kind of interesting is if you make Riven AP, she literally cannot deal AD damage anymore. 100% of her damage is magic. And if you make Riven AD, 100% of her damage will be physical. And the way you swap her is depending on if the AD or the AP stat is higher. Are there hero augments in the set? Yes. There are. Nasus has one, Pyke has one, Gragas has one, Meepsy has one. I think there might be 1 or 2 more that I forgot about. I saw the merchant YouTube video was there a link to buy. There's a link in the description. There was also a link in the pinned comment. And you can use the merch command in Twitch.
Cannot go unpunished.
That should all give you the link. Yeah, so at this point, I have 5 Rivens, a duplicator. I'm about to get another duplicator. Yes, I think you might see where this is going. You might see where this is going.
I've got this space-time on lock.
Yeah, carousels are gone for this set, although they might return the next set. I think this might be a one-time thing with the removing the carousels.
To the death.
Honestly, though, I will say one thing, okay? Removing the starting encounters is a way bigger deal than removing the carousels. You guys have no idea the pain of starting Scuttle into Triple Emblem, into Triple Emblem again, into Scuttle again. You just want to throw your PC out the window. I am so glad starting encounters are gone. I did not like starting encounters at all. I used to like the artifact encounter and loot sub, but I mean loot sub is useless and the artifact encounter was removed. So I literally I had no starting encounter left that I was looking forward to. I'm actually really glad that the starting encounters are gone. Did you use any form of AI for your merch? Zero. I paid good money with an artist and worked together with him. The person who did the merch was actually, I mean, the merch designs is the one who did the you remember the Piltover Caitlyn sprite? So the person who did the Piltover Caitlyn 2D sprite, that's the person who did the merch. It's also the person who did some of the Twitch emotes, the newer ones. That's the same artist. Is there a bard mechanic to set? I mean, there is a bard in the set and he has a mechanic. Okay, here I just got wrecked by Anima. I think this is one of the bigger cash outs, right? You can see Aurora had a crazy amount of true damage. I think that came from one of her items. In case you're wondering about the gold from Tamkench, this is from the Arcana trait. So if you play Tam, he will give you gold every 3 rounds.
No looking back.
And that is a Riven 3-star. Oh look, it's a thumbnail. Riven 3-star. What previous set would you compare this to? Well, thematically it's the closest to set 3 and set 8. The set mechanic I would say is closest to set 11.
One jump ahead of you.
It's a cool Riven though. I like this Riven a lot. Jinno looks nice. Yeah, Jin has a great ability. I quit 11 on day 1. I mean, listen, if this set was close to 11, I would be more honest. Like, I would be honest in the first impressions video that I don't like it. But I actually had a lot of fun on the playtest. So, usually during a playtest, I'm actually very depressed. But this playtest, I actually had a lot of fun. I feel like the lack of starting encounters and the addition of new artifacts, plus a lot of fun designs, was actually, I had a good time during the playtest. So I was very rarely not depressed during the playtest. Doesn't happen often, but in this set I was actually having fun. There's a combat trait called Anima. It works the same way like Chem Barons from set 13. So if you liked Chem Barons from set 13, then you're gonna be happy. I mean, people talk about like the 100 champion pool, but can we talk about the fact that we had 100 champions and most of them weren't even viable during a patch? Like, oh yeah, this is the Sona thing. So Sona has a mechanic. It's kind of similar to the mod Garen from 14. So there's like 7-8 different mods you can get. And they will always expire after 2 rounds, even if you don't use them. So every two rounds you get a new mod. The mod can be like your champion deals burn, chill, and wound. Or it can be like your champion starts with a 30% max HP shield. Or it can be your champion has a chance to do a double auto attack. You know, there's like a bunch of these. Probably the craziest one is that you get 2 gold per killing blow. So if I would have the mod with the killing blow on, oh yeah, there's a bug here. I don't know if it was because I upgraded Riven to 3-star or because of the stage 6-4 But my Radiant items ended up becoming permanent. I did report this bug already, so hopefully it will be fixed for PvE. Yeah, so I just explained that in case you're wondering. This is a bug. It's only supposed to give you the Radiant items after a delay. It was working until 6.4 and then it broke. Which was around the time I got the Riven 3-star, so maybe that was the culprit. Upgrading a unit before the carousel round. Do you think this set is good? I'll have some fun with it, like every set. Here's the thing, even if you don't like the set, this is gonna be a really short set. This set only has 7 patches, guys. I think set 16 is like 4 weeks longer or something, 3-4 weeks longer than 17. So it is gonna be the shortest set this year with only 7 2-week patches. And I think that was the final fight, and that is a GG. Okay, that was game number 2. I will show you one more game and then the rest will be tomorrow. The next game I want to show is the Meeple game. Okay, Meeple.
Come out and play.
Okay, so here we have the 2 starting gods are Thresh and Ahri. Ahri is like eco reroll gold type, and Thresh has random outcomes where you get like you don't really know what you're getting when you align with Thresh. They're testing carousel replacement. I can see carousels returning in 18, to be honest. I think this might be a one-time deal. I mean, listen, the beautiful part about TFT is that if you're not vibing with a set, you can just like play, I don't know, Slay the Spire for 4 months and then you just return for the next one. A 4-month set cycle is really short. So it's honestly, it's kind of nice. Like every time you don't vibe with the set, you're like, nope, I'm gonna check out the next one. Or you play Valorant for 2 games and then you come back to TFT. Yeah, I saw Box went back to League, but even he was like, nah, you know what? I'll go back to TFT.
I've got this space-time on lock.
I'm too used to watch his vids. I almost close it when he says GG. Yeah, it's an audio cue for myself to stop the or like to split the VOD. So because I know the moment I say this that nothing of relevance is gonna come after. But the thing is, like, listen, like doing statements like, hey, I hope, why can't we keep 16 for 4 more months? It's not gonna give you any use. Like, this set is coming and it's gonna be here for 4 months, so it's really just a question of playing it or not playing it. There's no alternative. Okay, so this is a hero augment, the Big Bang. Meepsy is, I explained this earlier, but it's a new unit. It's like a Meep piloting the Daisy. Or maybe it's just the Daisy from Ivern, I don't know. Does Ivern have an astronaut skin? Probably not, but yeah. So normally Meepsy is supposed to be like this AP tank, but with the hero augment, it becomes a magic fighter. And this is the Arbiter trait. So you do a cause and an effect. You can freely swap between them. Like, just because you clicked on a cause doesn't mean you have to decide on this cause. If I wanted to, I could like change the cause and then decide for the effect afterwards. So, but you do this in one go. Like, you make one choice on the left and you make one choice on the right, and once you've clicked on done, that's gonna be your Arbiter trait for the rest of the game. Ivan does have an Astro skin. Ooh, this is Astronaut Daisy. Ah, okay, good to know, good to know. It did reminded me of Daisy, so I guess that was for a reason.
Time to waste.
Meepsy is like a budget Brock. So this is the hero augment. So the correct sentence is Hero Meepsy is a budget Brock. That is correct. But it's also AP, it's not AD. But yeah, it is budget Brock. But to be fair, like Meeps are a pretty fun trade to play, so it's not a bad hero augment to take. My prediction is this set will be the worst competitive set of all time. You're being very negative. I highly doubt that. I mean, have you actually seen like the competitive scene of set 9.5? That one's hard to beat. Oh yeah, Diana's a really cool one. I like this Diana. She is Arbiter Challenger, I believe. And she has like a thing where she deals more damage with her auto attacks. She's nice. PvE is in a few days. This is a recording. How RNG heavy is this set? So when I played it, I felt like it was more difficult to get best in slot. Because like you're... because the carousel is gone and the item components from the gods are kind of randomized. They're not fully randomized, but it's kind of randomized. I felt like it was harder to itemize in the early mid game. Now, the way Riot wants to solve this is to give you a rerollable item armory to finish your core items and for 7 if you're missing anything. But that one definitely felt like different. I mean, I can only tell you this, okay? Usually, I don't have fun in the playtest. Usually, I'm really depressed in the playtest. I will tell you this with 100% honesty. I had a pretty good time during the playtest. Like, I legitimately had fun. And that's rare. So I don't think this set is gonna be... I mean, so to explain why I'm depressed during playtest is because every time I go into a playtest, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, this playtest, here's the new set. We've decided to remove all artifact augments. It's like... And then it's like, then the set after is like, oh yeah, in addition to removing all artifact augments, we've destroyed all artifacts. And I'm gonna be like, you know, like, but the thing is like, so for example, like what's different in this set is like, they've added 9 new artifacts. Some of them had really cool effects and they've removed everything already. So, you know, I think that really helped me mentally, that I felt like I was gaining something. Or it's like, for example, like the moment you tell me I don't have to start my game with Scuttle Puddle or Triple Emblem anymore, like that already wins me over, right? I'm like, oh hell yeah, yeah. No more Triple Emblem, no more Scuttle Puddle. I'm like, I'm absolutely down for that. getting rid of my absolutely most hate. Like, it was just so depressing sometimes. You just queue in a game, you just want to have some fun. And it's like, well, you know, we got eco-inflation. I don't like Scuttle because it's eco-inflation. And I don't like eco-inflation that much because it always devolves into a very similar playstyle of, you know, like rushing legendaries and stuff like that. So the comic mechanic, so I'm actually surprised it took this long for this question to come up. Is there something for lowest HP at God's Choice? So there is a comic mechanic. It was a bit complicated and I didn't fully understand it when they explained it. But the short version is yes, if you are lower HP, I think it's based on the PvE rounds, not the God choices. So I think if you are the lowest HP in 2.7 and 3.7, you get better loot than the people who have the highest HP. And by better loot, I mean like, I think Mort said something like you get like reforgers and like you get like bonus stuff to help you out. So there is a comic mechanic for people who have lower HP compared to people who have higher HP. Either it's in the minor blessings or it's in the PvE rounds. I think it was one of those two. Oh, unless it's in the orb. Maybe it's in the orb from the god choice, but it's somewhere. I haven't fully figured that one out yet. Like, the only thing I can tell you for certain is that Riot does have a comeback mechanic, but I don't fully understand yet how it works. It's probably like when Mort does the rundown for the set, I think he's gonna explain it. Because it's a question that comes up a lot, I think. But yeah. For now, I can only tell you, as far as like, Riot does have a comeback mechanic in place. Because it used to be that in carousels, when you had low HP, you had first pick, which, you know, gave you something back for having low HP. And this mindset will, in a way, continue. I mean, I did get 2 Reforgers here. And 2 component animals, so... And I was last in HP, so maybe it is PvE. The fact that I got 2 Reforgers and 2 anvils is kind of sus. So yeah, I think it's in a PvE round. I remember reading something about that, the people with lowest HP are getting Reforgers. Is LeBlanc not fun? LeBlanc is a cool, like, I do like the LeBlanc encounter, but if you tell me I have to sacrifice my LeBlanc starting encounter to get rid of the Rise and the Scuttle, then I'll definitely take that trade. Found interesting artifact interactions yet? A little bit. I mean, it's hard to test in a playtest environment. I kind of need like a controlled environment for that. But there should be a bunch of artifact interactions. New comeback mechanic will be waves. No, first game of set 17 was earlier. It was a 9 Darkstar prismatic game. That was my first game of the set. It's great to see you back. Thank you, thank you. Ramos is in the set, right? Yeah, so something that's actually kind of cool is that with Meep's hero augment, what you can actually do here, if you high roll the Ramos, you can rush 7, I believe. Wait, I'm missing one more. No, actually you need Ramos and Corky, right? Yeah. So if you have an emblem or you have Ramos and Corky, you kind of want to rush 7, and the reason is that on 7 you can start printing units with the 7 Meep trait, and that means you don't have to roll for Meepsy because you get a free Meepsy every 2 rounds, and that will help you to get the 3-star. I think I do realize this, but I kind of realize it late. Is it like Yordle? No, it's like the wave mechanic from set 11. Honestly, I feel like Meepsy might be interesting with Samira as well. Samira has an interaction based around knockups. So, and Meepsy does have a decent amount of knockup here. I do wonder if we can create a Talia version again. In theory, it should be possible. Like, Samira has a passive. It makes that like Samira has like the Talia passive from set 9. She deals bonus. She throws out a shot at every unit that gets a knockup, and she herself has a knockup in her kit as well. So maybe there's a world where you can do like, hey, I do Meepsy hero with Nunu and some other stuff, and then just play Samira. I don't know. I don't know if it would work. Maybe. Is that Divinicorp Kane? I mean, it's Rast. His ability is slightly different. It's like he does like a spin where he heals a lot. He's actually a really good tank. And he also has like a unique trait where you get defensive stats based around the amount of traits you have. Like non-unique traits. So if you want to play like what's it called again? Browser for Life. If you want to play like a Browser for Life type comp, you can do this based around Rast, giving you a bunch of like stats.
Take it easy.
And yeah, so this is the minor blessing here. This is from the Pengu. So besides getting the boons from the gods, Pengu will always give you 3 different unit choices. This time we actually got a tier 4 unit choice, which, I mean, if that was Corki, that could have been crazy, right? Because if that was Corki, I could like rush 7 meep.
You cannot hide from me.
Yeah, LeBlanc has a really weird skin, which is like complete projection here.
No fear. I'm ready.
I think here I just I slammed the Visage because like I know the Visage is gonna go into the tank later, and I mean obviously I want like a jeweled gauntlet here to finish the item build, but I'm not having any luck with finding crit or rot. Yeah, we're currently watching a recording from the playtest. No, I think the LeBlanc skin is actually... I think they mentioned in the dev drop that the LeBlanc skin is unique to TFT. I mean, the problem is that Meepsy is like AP fighter, which means she doesn't gain mana from damage taken. And getting the second ult out is kind of difficult. Yeah, you could try something like Ginzo to do more auto attacks and therefore to gain more mana to get like the second ult out. I feel like I did mention this in the first impressions video. They very much kept the spirit of flexing units. There's a lot of units you can just throw into your comp. There's a lot of like the 2 pieces tend to be the most interesting pieces. You know, like 2 Bastion, 2 Vanguard, 2 Nova, stuff like this. So you will see a lot of flexing and not a lot of verticals. You can play verticals, like you can do 7 meeps as a vertical, but 7 meeps is actually not that strong as a vertical. And you can do 6 Darkstar, but 6 Darkstar will eventually get outscaled. It's more of a mid-game thing. So the playstyle between 16 and 17, I think, will be very similar. So there's like a lot of like units like on the legendary side we have Morgana, Graves, and Vex, who have no traits, so you can just put them into any comp. Sona is like a unit you can honestly, like, she's Psionic Shepherd, but honestly, you can just put Sona on your board for the mods. You can just you can like click on Sona, put her on your board, check what mod you got. If you like the mod, you play her. If you don't like the mod, you don't play her, and you check again in 2 rounds. So Jhin, for example, like Jhin is Darkstar Sniper, and that guy is so useful. It didn't feel like, I mean, you could play Jhin with 2 Darkstar and 2 Sniper, and it probably makes sense. But you don't have to. You don't actually have to play him like that. A vertical means that you just like, vertical would be to play like 7 meeple here. But you don't have to do that at all. So like most trades actually just make perfect sense at 2, like 2 Marauders, or you can be like 3 Time Walker. There's like some early game trades like Time Walker and Primordian that you want to collect them early, but you want to pivot out of them. So I do feel like in terms of like playstyle, it is quite similar to 16. I mean, so the way the Thunder Shred works is like you want to play like 8 Trunks and then 1 more Nova unit, and if you do that after 6 seconds, your entire team gets like Thunder and Shred, and then you can like combine that, and because like Aatrox is Bastion, he's like crazy good, right? Like something like Shen, Aatrox, and then a random Nova unit that you to give you something that you need. It's gonna be absolutely popular, because that also means you can technically skip Thunder Shred. If you're like willing to stay on Aatrox the entire game, you can skip Thunder Shred. Okay, this is one of the new augments. It's called Ari's Aura. There's also Thresh Lantern. I mean, this is 4 of the new artifacts, the divine artifacts. I decided to take the Thresh Lantern, which is a one-time effect. So after 6 seconds, one of my bench units joins the board. And my holder directs damage into the hold unit. So pretty much what you can do is you put it on a tank, you pull in another tank, and then if my main tank takes damage, part of the channel is getting directed into the tank that is being pulled from the bench to help keep your main tank alive. And also you play with unit advantage, so that's always nice. I think we need Ginzo on Daisy. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we can skip the BT here, right? With Jeweled Hosh, we definitely don't need the BT anymore. But it is harder than before to get best in slot. Because like you don't have the carousel anymore. I mean, the thing is like technically in 4-7, if I wanted to, I could spend a lot of money in 4-7 to force a Ginzo. But keep in mind, this is first day of playtest. I barely know what these units do. So if there's like a mistake in terms of itemization or whatever, you just have to kind of like close an eye. Yeah, but this game I will actually stay on the vertical meeple side. So right now I have 8 meepsies, and because I have 7 meeple active, I can like print units. So right now you can see like a 1 in the middle of my bench. The next round it's gonna become a 2, which correlates with the tier 2 from meepsy, and this will print me my final copy, so I don't have to roll for it. Am I stupid to spam a vertical this set? No. Because at the end of the day, unless you are a competitive TFT player, point of a video game is to have fun. And if your fun comes from playing verticals, then you should be playing verticals. Because that's how you should approach the game. Cloning works like Wei? Yes. It does seem to be I mean, you get like, I think you get some bonus gold for printing, but I'm not fully sure. I haven't fully figured out yet where the bonus gold is coming from. For the penguin, are the options the same for everyone? I actually haven't checked. I think it's unique for every player. I think it's just the tiers are the same. It's actually possible, especially in the beginning, that I think Riot actually tries to give you units based on what you're playing. So I think there might be a soft tailoring going on with the minor blessings. I haven't tested that one yet, it's just a suspicion, because I often felt like that I was getting units that made sense in my comp. Can you print a 4-star? I mean, you could technically, like, let's say you have Worth the Wait, Vigar, and then you go 7 meeps. You would probably eventually get yourself a Vigar 4-star. But there's actually, wait, there's, we have the augment, I think it's too tanky here. The augment too tanky is in the game. I didn't see Double Trouble, so I think too tanky is replacing Double Trouble in this set. In case you don't remember, too tanky is the one where if one copy dies, the other copy gets the shield. And if you have a 3-star, you get like a 2-star copy. The trade description said you get 1 gold for cloning. Oh, okay. But didn't I get a lot more than 1 gold? Or is it like scaling? So every time you clone, you get a lot more gold? Is it like that? No, it's not perfectly tailored. If it was perfectly tailored, I would have gotten a Corki in 3-4. I was just saying it feels a bit soft tailored, which means that it might take some of the traits into consideration. But it's not a hard tailor. It's not gonna give you exactly the units you have on your board.
Let's make this memorable.
The green box on the bench is coming from the 7 meeple trait, and it allows you to duplicate units, like copy units. Tier 1 unit you can copy every round. For a Tier 2 unit it would have to stay on that 2 rounds. Tier 3 needs 3 rounds, Tier 4 needs 4 rounds, Tier 5 needs 5 rounds. And it might even keep the Easter egg with copying an anvil and a golden egg. They might keep that at, I think it was it like 7? I'd have to actually like double check how many stacks you needed to copy the golden egg. It was 7? Yeah, I remember something like 7. It should be pure random. So here's the thing. Based on the playtest, I can't tell you if it's tailored or random or whatever. It might just be pure random. The 3 Ari icons is my choices. So I can, like, on the top left, I should be able to see his choices, no? I will probably be able to see if I right click on it, but it's for me to keep track the choices I've made because of the favor in 4-7. So the first picture arrived because I aligned with Ari in 2-4. The second was because I aligned with Ari in 3-4. And then I aligned with her with 4-4. And this can be relevant, especially in 2-4, because... no, not 2-4, sorry, 3-4. Because you might want to check who you aligned with in 2-4 if you make your decision in 3-4. Because you're like, if I align with Ari twice, I get her favor guaranteed in 4-7. And it's like sometimes you want this and sometimes you don't want this. So it's consider it like a reminder. I think you can also use it to scout to get an idea what your opponents were doing. I mean, overall, I thought like a lot of the meeple units are pretty good. Like Veigar felt really strong. I've seen some really strong Nars on the playtest as well. But I feel like 7 meeple might be something you pivot out of. Because 7 meeple doesn't actually give you combat strength if you really think about it. So I feel like once you've copied the required units with 7 meeple, I really feel like you should probably pivot out of 7 meeple and play stronger units. Are you penalized for in the choices when having higher HP? No. As far as I understand, is the lower HP players get better rewards in the PvE rounds as compensation. As a catch-up mechanic. But it's nothing too crazy, but it's just something to allow them to get back in the game. You know, it could be something like... it's like something like... If you are lowest in HP, you get a guaranteed Reforger, for example. And that Reforger can help you to get better items to return to the game. So this is sort of like the mindset you should expect.
Hey, cutie.
Hey, cutie. But it's not actually a space skin, is it? Like, this is like a... I don't actually know what that Ari skin line was. No Darius, no GP. I mean, we do get a pretty awesome Graves though. And Graves has a really Graves has a really fun upgrade mechanic. You get the anvils if you're 7 and 8, reforgers for 5, 6. I mean, earlier I was into 7. I got like 2 reforgers, 2 anvils, right? Hello, Dan. Yeah, now that my Meepsy is 3-star and has a slightly better item build, everything is coming together. Meepsy was probably the best hero augment that I've seen in the playtest, but the thing is, like, I can be a lot stronger than what I currently have. Like, I could pivot out of 7 meeple, I could play a bunch of like legendary and utility units and stuff like this. Hey look, it's a thumbnail. Hello, YouTube. No, there are no 7 costs. 5 costs is the max. Over the holidays, a little bit boring. Honestly, I don't think I will ever do that long of a break again. And Joss, thanks for the sub. Thank you, thank you. How does mecha work? You get a consumable, you can put on the mecha, and then they change their ability and their form, and they get like bonus stats, and they take up 2 unit slots, and they count +2 to the mecha. As far as I know, there's no mecha emblem, so if you like use the consumable on all 3 mecha units, that's how you get 7 mech. 6 mech, sorry. Yeah, Urgot is like transforming into a siege tank. Aurelian becomes a spaceship. I haven't actually seen the exact difference for Galio. I would say like the spell for Aurelian changes the most, because like Aurelian goes from like a laser beam into like the Protoss thing, the carrier. Urgot, I feel like in terms of ability, he didn't change that much. When I saw the Showmatch announcement, all normal streamers with normal pictures and a beautiful PNG duck, yeah. I did laugh at the fact that there was no cam pic and no Twitter handle for me in the announcement, because I deleted my Twitter a long time ago. Corky seems strong. He's fine. I did try to play some rounds. I tried to play around Corky and it didn't go that well. What is this? Command a unit to gain a temporary item. So by using this mod on Veigar, Veigar gets a 3rd item for 2 rounds. Master Yi is there, Kha'Zix is not there, no. No Kha'Zix. Are Legends back? No. I don't really see this mechanic as Legends. I think it's closer to an encounter mechanic than to a legend mechanic. Oh yeah, you can see, by the way, here you can see in the background, my opponent used Bard to get an Elder Dragon. But either he doesn't want to play it or he couldn't place it on the board. It's one of those two, but Riot clearly said this is intended. It's intended for you to get an Elder Dragon with Bard and play him as a unit. Yeah, so right now I'm just using the 7 meeple thing to try to print some 2-star legendaries like Shen and Morgana. I do have a Shen pair, so it kind of makes sense to go for Shen. Oh, I think now I changed my game plan into going... yeah. I was like, yeah, maybe I can do Corky 3 with the meeple mechanic. Sup, Dori? And thanks for the sub. Thank you, thank you. I've seen 3-star Elder Dragon, but I think you might need Bard 3-star for that. I think you need Bard 3-star to get 3-star Elder Dragon.
Knowledge is power.
Oh, that's the game already. Okay, that was a fast one. GG. Okay, those were the 3 games that I wanted to show today. I'll do the rest of the playtest games tomorrow, and then there's probably gonna be like Theorycraft on Monday and Tuesday, and also like answering questions and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do now is I will just answer some questions for the next 10 minutes or so, and then I will probably take a break, and we continue tomorrow at like 12 or like probably like 12 or 1 my time. Does meep copy count during PvE? Let me just, we can check that really fast. Meeple hero augment and go to PvE. So here Ramos had 2 and afterwards it's also 2. So the answer is no. PvE rounds do not increase the counter. Unlock mechanic is gone. Trash lantern on tank. Pull an AP carry with 3 gunblades who heals himself at the tank. You could technically do this, especially with units like Morgana who don't have a trade, right? I mean, you're missing the Dark Lady trade if you do that, but yeah. Technically you could do that. Do we have psionic games? I tried some, but none of them were particularly successful. I might show them on like Monday or something. Like, I think tomorrow is gonna be I show the remainder of my successful games. And then Monday is I show the remainder of my unsuccessful games. And then Tuesday is probably just pure Theorycraft. Or maybe I'll just start my stream late in the evening on Tuesday, so we can actually get some games done. Any questions remaining? Anything I haven't answered yet? Are there 3-cost rerolls? Yeah. I did have a successful Misfortune 3-star reroll. I've also played against other people doing Misfortune reroll. Misfortune definitely felt like the go-to in regards to 3-star carries. Let me check what the other tier 3 units were. Tier 3. So we have Aurora. Diana Fizz can definitely see some play for tier 3. Kaiser might see some play as well. She wasn't that bad. Ras will see some 3-star together, like as the front line. I don't believe in the Samira just yet. Urgot 3 can definitely be solid as well. So I do think we will see some 3-star reroll throughout the set. What happened on the September? It's the release of set 9.5. In my opinion, the worst set patch release in the history of TFT. So I just reference it as the downfall of set 9. It's the biggest tragedy that ever happened. The removal of support items, the destruction of set 9.0, which was my favorite set. The Gamba trade is Anima. It works like Chem Barons from set 13. So it's like you get points for loose streaking. Like if you loose streak, you get more points. And what's actually kind of interesting is that the trade works in a way where you can pivot into it later. So for example, like you can lose 3-4 fights and then play Anima, and the game will check that you're in a lose streak and immediately give you more points for each loss. So it's like it doesn't check how much you lost with Anima, it actually just checks like how big is your lose streak. So it's not that big of a deal if you don't have Anima in the early game. So having like Anima, like if you lose in 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, and you put in Anima into 5, that's fine, right? Like there's nothing bad about that. So that's gonna make it like slightly more enjoyable to play, that you're not completely dependent on finding the trade super early. Yi is an AD carry. I mean, Yi is... I mean, the data websites have everything already, right? Every third attack, strike an additional time. Then, and the active is that he gets like omnivamp and attack speed and movement speed. He's like just a pure AD auto attacker. It was like fairly okay-ish, I would say. Not horrible. He does need a lot of attack speed though. Okay, then peoples, if you have no questions left, then I will probably call it quits here and we continue tomorrow with more gameplay. I still have a lot of games to show, so I have at least 6 games for tomorrow. And yeah, we still have a lot more to talk about for Monday and Tuesday. So that means I'm gonna call it quits here. I hope you guys had fun with my initial presentation of set 17, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye bye.